Hey, guess what? It's Wildcard Wednesday. Welcome to the Michele Tafoya podcast. Please subscribe. Just hit that little button. We'd love to have you around for every single episode. We've had Brett Favre. We've got so many great ones coming up. Wesley Hunt, the congressman from Texas. So please just subscribe. It doesn't cost you a thing. All right. We are sponsored today, and very happily so, by American Independence Gold. There is so much happening. I mean, we hear about a Chinese U.S. Treasury hack. Never mind Elon Musk. Let's talk China. A new virus may be spreading in China. What else is going on behind the scenes that we don't even know about, that they're not telling us, that they're not shining a light on? Why gamble with your financial future? You don't have to do that. Regardless of who's in office, safeguarding your wealth is essential. Many of us are hopeful right now, but we all remember the challenges the last time Trump got into office and, progress was hindered. And you'll see later in this episode why there's that risk again. So relying solely on digital systems or banks, that's a risk you cannot afford to take. That's why I want you to take a look at American Independence Gold. It's right there on your screen. Visit tafoyagold.com now to learn more, or call 833-324-4653. For generations, gold and silver have been the ultimate safe haven, weathering wars, recessions, and market crashes. This is more than just owning gold. It's about taking control of your financial future. As a proud veteran-owned company, American Independence Gold goes the extra mile by supporting military families. They cover custodial fees for life on qualifying accounts, and they donate a portion of every purchase to the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Don't wait to secure your future. Act before it's too late. Visit tafoyagold.com right there on your screen, or call 833-324-4653, 833-324-4653, or tafoyagold.com. Make the smart move for your future today at tafoyagold.com. You can find that in the show notes. All right. Do you feel like, can you keep up with the news? We're going to try. We put together, there is so much going on and so much great video out there that we're going to try to cram a bunch in here today, because there's so much I want you to see. It's so good. By the way, happy National Girls and Women's in Sports Day. We'll get to that in a minute. But let's start. Some of the big news came out of a press conference last night between Benjamin Netanyahu and United States President Donald Trump. They sat together in the Oval Room and they talked. And one of the most astonishing moments was when Benjamin Netanyahu said this. Roll it, John.
This is a testament to your friendship and support for the Jewish state and the Jewish people. I've said this before. I'll say it again. You are the greatest friend Israel has ever had in the White House.
And certainly Israel needs a friend in the White House with all that's going on. Now, it's interesting because the Middle East has been an issue since forever, right? How to fix it? How to fix it? Nothing has worked. Nothing has worked so far. So is there a two-state solution? We don't know. As only he can, Donald Trump threw out an idea last night that is getting all kinds of attention, that is making the left go nuts as usual, because they always take the bait. But I love these salvos. This is how he starts a negotiation. Here's what Donald Trump said last night about what could happen with the Gaza Strip.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it, too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area. Do a real job, do something different. Just can't go back. If you go back, it's going to end up the same way it has for 100 years.
Okay, I hear you screaming, some of you. And some on the left are saying genocide. He wants to commit genocide against the Palestinians. That is not at all what he has said. So don't take that bait. He has said that all of these displaced people need to find homes while this place gets cleaned up, because it's just an absolutely catastrophic place. And it needs rebuilding. Listen, I don't know if this is going to happen or not, but it's a fascinating concept because it implies a permanence of something real and something appealing and something livable in that area that may have Palestinians thinking, yeah, I'd like to live in peace. I'd like to just raise my family and not be at war with Israel. This is what Trump does best. And if you think he's stupid, just wait a minute, because we'll get to some other stuff here. One of the things that has happened in the last week was that Trump threw out these tariffs on Canada and Mexico. And both Canada, Justin Trudeau, who's the prime minister who's stepping down, and Claudia Sheinbaum, that is the least Mexican name I can think for a Mexican president. Be that as it may, she is Mexican. They both talk tough. We're going to fight back against these tariffs, and ultimately both caved. Now, we get Saturday Night Live. We get all the comedy here in the United States. There's a little show. I don't know the name of it. I just found this clip of a parody of Justin Trudeau's visit to Mar-a-Lago with Trump before Trump took office. And so Canadians have a sense of humor, folks. Roll it, John.
Mr. President, I must admit I was worried that you were going to try to humiliate me.
I would never embarrass you, Justin. Are you kidding me?
Thank you, Donald.
Now I want to see you eat it.
Excuse me? The hamburger.
The Big Mac, the president of all burgers. I'm going to make you eat it like a dog with no hands.
Mr. President, I have self-respect.
Not so much, to be honest. I mean, he came like a dog, didn't he? He really did.
Mon ami, I come to you not on bended knee, but as an equal.
30% tariff.
My father taught me to
50% tariff.
Okay, we Canadians are a hearty lot.
60% tariff.
For Canada! I'm a hungry little puppy. I'm so hungry for my puppy chow.
All right, that's enough, Justin. I won't impose a tariff. I can't. I'm not even the president yet, am I? What a loser. Now let's DJ.
It's fun to stay at the bar.
Okay, I just want to say what a good friend of mine tells me a lot. Funny is funny. Funny is funny. I've seen that thing 3 times. It still makes me laugh. And sleep is sleep, and sleep is good. And that's why I'm here to tell you about Sleep Cream and my friends at sleepcream.com, sleepcreme.com. Listen, I was a skeptic, but I'm going to start telling you about all the letters we've been getting from people who have been using this stuff and find it works. So it's a CBD-based cream product that you apply at bedtime. Simple as that. And I thought, there's no way this is going to help me sleep. It does help me sleep. You put it on the insides of your forearms, your wrists, maybe put it on your neck, bottoms of your feet, and it helps your body relax and do what it needs to do, which is sleep. So the best thing is you can try this. And if you don't find that it works for you, you get your money back. Guaranteed. You don't have to return anything. All right. So sleep, CREME.com, sleepcream.com. Cream is spelled CREME. Again, try it for a couple nights, see if it works. Go to sleepcream.com, sleepcreme.com. I am telling you that it works for me. It really does. And I like I said, you're going to start hearing from listeners and people who have written in that say this stuff is amazing. Are you ready for your best sleep ever? Sleepcream.com, sleepcreme.com. Use the code GAMEDAY at checkout for free standard shipping on your first order. Sleepcream.com, CREME. Okay, so we've laughed, we've cried. Now, those tariffs, like I said, they were imposed on Canada and Mexico before each country decided to go along to get along. One of the great moments that came out of this, and I think, sadly, we're starting to see Chuck Schumer, the Senate Democrat, unravel. Here is the way that he tried to convince you how bad these tariffs would be for Americans. They'd be so bad, they would ruin your Super Bowl Sunday. Roll it, John.
Let's just take Super Bowl Sunday, okay? It's going to affect beer, okay? Most of it, Corona here, comes from Mexico. It's going to affect your guac, because what is guacamole made of? Avocados, both from Mexico.
Okay, so first of all, how insulting that beer and guacamole are more important than fentanyl and illegal immigration. Just think about that for a minute. Secondly, how stupid. Lots of avocados are grown in California, and most beer isn't made in Mexico. Miller, we could go on and on and on and on and on. That was just silly and stupid. And even people like Jon Stewart are saying, maybe we shouldn't roll out Schumer all the time. Here's, it's crazy. Okay, AOC is another beauty from the left. You can respect her rags to riches sort of story. That's fine. But now she's coming, and everyone's coming after Elon Musk. Everyone on the left is coming after Elon Musk. Oh my gosh, he's got access to the Treasury. So does the IRS. Oh my gosh, he's unelected. So is most of the population of Washington, D.C. All those agencies and stuff, unelected. Oh my gosh, he's crazy. He's vacuous. He's morally vacuous, which I think she says morally vacant. All right, listen to AOC and enjoy.
This dude is probably one of the most unintelligent billionaires I have ever met or seen or witnessed. Which, you can probably even glean that from watching these people on TV. Anyways, all of that is to say is that they don't do their homework. Clearly, they're putting 19-year-olds in at the Treasury. This dude is not smart. And the danger in the lack of intelligence and the lack of expertise that Elon has. I mean, this guy is one of the most morally vacant, but also just least knowledgeable about these systems that we really know of. But the point is that what that means is that they're going to hit a button. Inevitably, they are going to hit a button and things can go silent.
They are going to hit a button, not a button or a button. They're going to hit a button. When did people start talking like, anyway? And she calls him dude. That makes her cool and relevant. She just called Elon Musk, who designs spaceships and Starlink, and I think even AOC drives a Tesla, dumb. She called him dumb. Now, I agree that you can be book smart and lack wisdom. I would say her statement there lacked wisdom. He's dumb? And again, the hubris to say that this guy who has, done so much, not only scientifically, but I would say morally, with the way that he's taken over Twitter and given free speech back to us. Now it's X. She's calling him dumb. See, my theory here is they're attacking Elon because they can no longer attack Trump. Trump's not going to get elected again, so they don't need to go after him. So they're going to go after Elon. And for all these reasons that that are foolish. Thank you, AOC. That was entertaining. Similarly, Ilhan Omar has come out and said how dangerous everything is. USAID, which most people had never even heard of until this week, is being looked at as just a $40 billion, almost a money laundering entity. Now, it does some good things. John F. Kennedy established this agency back in the 60s. It does some good things. It does a lot of corrupt things and a lot of wasteful things. But, AOC thinks that looking at how we spend our money is unconstitutional. Roll it, John.
It is really, really a sad day in America. We are witnessing a constitutional crisis. We talked about Trump wanting to be a dictator on day one, and here we are. This is what the beginning of dictatorship looks like. When you gut the Constitution and you install yourself as the sole power, that is how dictators are made.
Okay. So constitutional crisis. I was thinking of all the things that the left tries to yell at us and scare us with. Remember, there was Project 2025, and it all started in unison. Project 2025, in unison, the Democrats started with that message. It was not organic. It was a talking point. Now it's constitutional crisis. He is gutting the Constitution. He is shrinking the size of government. At least he's trying to. And a lot of people are really thrilled. Because you know what? I don't think the money that I earn and that I write a check every quarter to the IRS should be going toward, I don't know, trans comic books in Peru. I just don't. And I don't care if that's a smidgen of the budget. I don't care. It's a signal. It's a symbol, actually, of how grossly bloated the government is. And it's just one. This is just one agency. And by the way, if you are a serious person, you want to know where the money is being spent. Folks, the government's money, that's your money. That's your money. You pay taxes every which way till Sunday. It is your money. So remember that. Kindly remember to take a look at your pay stubs. Look at your income tax returns. Look at how much you're paying. And every time they propose a new tax, it's only a quarter of a cent each month and it's for such a good cause. It's always for a good cause until it's not. And that's what's happened. It slipped away from us. We've got someone now who wants to open up and dissect this agency and say, what the hell is going on? If you gave a kid a credit card in your name and you got the statements and you saw that some of it was going for online porn or, some drugs, alcohol, just gaming, like, strip clubs, whatever, and stuff you didn't approve of, would you just let it go? Would you just let it go? Or would you say, we got to clean this credit card up? This is what's going on. And any serious politician who says this is a bad idea is not serious. You are not a serious person. You are not a serious politician. Period. The end. But that hasn't stopped the left from going crazy. There was a massive protest of Democrats in front of the Treasury Department. Chuck Schumer again was out there fighting the good fight. Let's roll it, John.
I'm going to stand with you in this fight, and we will win. 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 We won't rest. We won't rest. We won't rest. We won't rest. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Leader Schumer.
He changed mid-chant there from we will win to we won't rest. It was real reminiscent of when he shouted at the Supreme Court that the whirlwinds, the winds were going to, I can't remember how he worded it. It was just, folks, we have to know how the money's being spent because you are all overtaxed. And I don't care if it's the littlest percentage of the entire budget. It all adds up. And where we're spending stupidly, we could be spending on stuff that matters. Like helping those people in Western North Carolina. Like helping those folks in Southern California. There's so many ways. Beefing up defense, which we need. But no, we're spending it on getting Ukrainians to Fashion Week in Paris. Why? Don't you want that looked at? I sure as hell do. And I know somebody else that does too. It's Louisiana Senator John Kennedy. He knows that the left is up in arms about this, and here's his suggestion to them.
To my friends who are upset, I would say with respect, call somebody who cares. They better get used to this. It's USAID today. It's going to be Department of Education tomorrow.
And it likely could be very soon that the Department of Education is wiped out. Look, there is data that shows how useless the Department of Education is. Again, spending up through the roof, learning down through the floor. Would you make that investment? If someone said, I'd like you to invest $1,000 in this investment, but you're going to lose, it's going to be counterproductive. You would not do it. That's burning money. It's simple. This isn't complex stuff, you guys. And I think sometimes people try to make it sound like AOC. The systems are so complex. No, it's not. It's math. And I know some people are trying to say that math is racist. It's not. Math is pretty simple. I love Senator Kennedy. He's always got the best lines. And here's a comedian. His name is Tim Hawkins. Now, this is from 2011. Okay? 2011. But it resonates today. Enjoy this little ditty. We've got so much on the other side of this song. Tom Brady, Snoop Dogg, so much. But take a moment to listen to these lyrics.
You can take your money, with a twinkle in their eye. Take it all away and give it to some other guy. The government can. And who can tax the sunrise? Who can tax the trees? Let you run a business and collect up all the fees. The government can. And the government can, 'cause they mix it up with lies and make it all taste good. The government takes everything we make to pay for all of their solutions, like healthcare, climate change, pollution. Just throw away the Constitution. I wrote that, thank you. And who can give a bailout? Tell us to behave. And make the founding fathers roll over in their grave. I don't care if you hate me, I'm gonna sing it anyway. Oh, the government can. And the government can go and mix it up with lies and make it all yummy, 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 yummy. The government takes everything. They're all power hungry and malicious. Their economics are fictitious. Soon we'll have to eat our dishes. Yeah. Delicious. And who can be a failure? In so many ways. And instead of getting fired, hey, we'll give ourselves a raise. California, you know what I'm talking about. Government can. And the government can, 'cause they mix it up and like make it all taste good. And the Uncle Sam can, he mixes it to lies. Get down! Get down!
It's cute. It's funny. It's true. I like how he said, California, you know what I'm talking about. And they all cheered. They all cheered. That was Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was impersonating there at the end. Sammy Davis Jr. just before that. Very talented, very funny, very true. The government can. Well, I've got something else that can, and it can help you to better health. Look no further than Kimchi One from Bright Core Nutrition. We'd like to welcome Bright Core to the show. Kimchi One packs all the fermented nutrition of kimchi into convenient capsules, arming your gut with over 900 unique strains of probiotics, supporting gut flora and digestion. Now, I highly recommend this product because all health starts in the gut. So putting the right fermented superfood in your gut improves every aspect of your health, your skin, your hair, your mental performance. Kimchi has even been shown to reduce your risk of obesity and promote smaller waistlines. Kimchi One is all natural, made in the USA, and non-GMO. And today you can get an exclusive offer just for my viewers. 25% off with code Michele with one L, Michele. Go to mybrightcore.com/Michele with one L, Michele. Or call my friends at Brightcore for up to 50% off your order and free shipping. Give them a call right now. The number's there on your screen. It's also in the show notes, 888-927-5980. And their educated staff will make sure that Kimchi One is right for you. 888-927-5980 or go to mybrightcore.com/Michele, Michele. Okay. As people want to criticize and say that Donald Trump is dumb, there's a guy who says, not so fast. Now, this is not brand new video, but I want to show it to you because I think people need to acknowledge that something's working and something worked. Roll it, John.
How the hell did Donald Trump figure out the mainstream media is the fringe and the fringe is now the mainstream? How the hell did Donald Trump figure out? I mean, Joe Rogan is obvious, right? Like, we knew the guy had a big audience. It's not like we were like stunned, but like, how the hell was he, the 78-year-old guy who doesn't even have a computer and still like writes handwritten notes? How did he become the guy who cracked the code on, to your point, running a cultural, I don't even want to say campaign, running
it was a movement. Look,
heading a cultural movement versus a campaign.
Every one of your people knows Elon. Listen. So I mean, everybody keeps, I mean, the problem is you have a framework in your mind that, how can Donald Trump? Guys, can we cut it out? Donald Trump is not an idiot. Donald Trump, let me just be very clear. Donald Trump is smarter than me, you, and all critics. You know why we know? Because he has the White House, the Senate, the House.
Totally agree.
Court, the popular vote. He has a massive media ecosystem bigger than the mainstream built around him and for him, and a religious fervor in a political movement around him. And his best buddy is the richest person in the history of the world, and the most relevant Kennedy is with him. This dude is a phenomenon. He is the most powerful human on earth and in our lifetime. And we're still saying, well, how was this guy? We look like idiots to ordinary people.
You're totally right.
We look like idiots. But see, there are a few people that are willing to say that. And a lot of people still aren't. Kudos to Van Jones for owning up on that. Guy's not dumb, folks. But he did talk about fringe. And one of the movements that has gone from fringe to less fringe, I guess, is one that's being addressed today at the White House. I'll get to that in a second. But we saw an explosion of trans ideology after COVID or during COVID. And people have theories about that. The kids were stuck in their rooms with their devices and they went online and they wanted to be special and they wanted to get attention. And they were told, maybe you weren't born in the right body. So is it a social contagion? I think it is. It is. And one person just proved it. Maybe she didn't realize she was proving it. She used to be in Sex and the City. Her name is Cynthia Nixon. She's an actress. She ran for mayor of New York City, I believe, or governor. She actually ran for office a while back. But here she is. Listen closely to what she is acknowledging. Roll it, John.
Most importantly, I am here today as the mother of a proud trans man. I am here today as the aunt of a proud trans man. My best friend's kid is trans, and my kid's best friend is trans.
Okay. Within that tiny orbit, this tiny population of people, Meanwhile, my friend Jennifer Say is at the White House today. She's going to be there for the signing of a proclamation that is designed to keep biological males out of girls' sports. And Jen and one of the women you're about to see in this new ad are going to join me on the podcast next week. We want you to tune in for that. Jennifer Say, former president of Levi's and a really marketing genius, came out with a brand called XXXY Athletics, meaning there's a difference between XXXY. There are two sexes. You can be gender fluid, but biologically, scientifically, there are two sexes. And if you say that in some quarters, you get lambasted. You get called a homophobe, a transphobe, all kinds of ugly names, because that's all they got. They won't argue the merits of your argument with you. They'll just call you names. Well, here's a new ad that Jennifer just released, and it had a surprising reaction, which I'll tell you about after I show it to you in case you haven't seen it, although it's trending all over the place. This is called Real Girls Rock.
Riley Gaines and Sia Leahy are in hot water over their transphobic comments, and I just gotta say, who cares if biological males play in women's sports? Just be inclusive.
Could not agree more. This is just a bunch of fear-mongering from right-wing bigots.
Say it, she's a bigot.
She's been a massive distraction from her team with her hate-filled rhetoric. Sia is not inclusive. And males invading women's sports isn't even a problem, as far as I'm concerned.
These female athletes just need to work harder.
And not blame others for their lack of success.
Transphobe.
As the captain, Sia is very much responsible for these boycotts, which have cost her team a playoff bid.
Guess we'll see how Sia handles all that pressure tonight.
Okay, so that went out on X, and guess what happened? J.K. Rowling, I think it's Rowling, of Harry Potter fame, brilliant writer, has been on this bandwagon for a long time. She has said very publicly and has taken many, many slings and arrows for saying that men are not women and women are not men. That there are two sexes. That you can present any way you like. No one's transphobic here. What we're about is fairness, protecting women and girls. J.K. Rowling reposted that ad saying, "This is probably the first and the last time I will ever repost an ad. I feel strongly because it's beautiful." The next thing, and J.K. Rowling has millions and millions of followers. So the ad now has been viewed all over the place. It's just gotten unbelievable traction. And then J.K. Rowling posted on X that her husband is a runner, marathon runner, and he ordered a bunch of shirts from the company. And I'm excited for Jen Say, and I'm excited for this because you know what? XX does not equal XY. And biological men do not belong in women's sports. And period. The end. The end. Okay. Have some great sound coming up for you. Tom Brady and Snoop Dogg got together for something. I'm going to show you that, plus some of the more hysterically amazing moments from the week. First, just because it's cold outside doesn't mean you can't grill outside. We still do it, especially if you have the right grill And that would be a Solaire infrared grill. I've been talking about these for a long time. This is an amazing product. Solaire infrared grills, they heat up in 3 minutes. They perform equally well in the cold of winter as they do in the heat of summer, and they grill food so fast. The Solaire infrared grills heat your food directly, not the air around the food like conventional grills. The intense heat also results in the juiciest food you will ever taste from any kind of grill. I'm talking gas, charcoal, or otherwise. To get the great taste, it's all in the heat in Solaire infrared from besthotgrill.com. It gets hotter than anything you've experienced during the season. Try the Solaire infrared grill now with the demo program. It's a try before you buy program. Don't be left out in the cold. Learn more about the USA-made Solaire infrared grill at besthotgrill.com. That's besthotgrill.com. Okay, Super Bowl coming up. Ooh, am I allowed to even utter those words? I don't think I can put them in print. There's a big game coming up on Sunday. The NFL is very protective of that term, so I should probably just not say it. Oops, I did. Big game coming up between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday. I'm not telling you who I'm picking because I'm seasoned enough to know that no matter, come on, go out on a limb, just pick one. Okay, I'll pick the Kansas City Chiefs because they're favored, and until someone beats them, they're probably going to win. Regardless, the owner of the Patriots, Robert Kraft, paid for an ad to be done, and it has been done, and it's now out there online. And I want to show it to you. This has to do with anti-Semitism. It's Snoop Dogg and Tom Brady, and I'll let you just watch.
I hate you because we're from different neighborhoods.
I hate you because you look different.
I hate you because I don't understand you.
I hate you because people I know hate you.
I hate you because I think you hate me.
Because I need someone to blame.
Because you talk different.
Because you act different.
Because you're just different. Man, I hate that things are so bad that we have to do a commercial about it.
Me too.
I love that. I think that is so well done. The reasons for hate are as stupid as they sound. This is a time in which so much hatred is being spewed, and I think, how do you stop it? I don't know. You can't legislate people's emotions or their feelings. I would just have people turn to wisdom and figure out really the source of their hate. Now, hate is different from mockery. The Democrat National Committee needed to elect a new leader. They ended up, we won't get into that. One of the women who put her name into consideration is Dr. Quintessa Hathaway. And each person who got to, put their name in contention, got to say something about why they wanted to be the leader of the DNC. Let's roll Dr. Quintessa Hathaway's self-promotion. Go ahead, John.
Jonathan, why don't you kick off the opening statements?
All right. Thank you very much, Jen. And we'll begin with the opening statements. Each candidate will have 30 seconds, and we'll start with Dr. Quintessa Hathaway.
Good evening, everyone. It is my desire to be the next DNC chair. And I just want to give you all a little bit of something that's been on my heart here over the last couple of days. You fight on, you fight on, you fight on, you fight on. When your government is doing you wrong, you fight on, oh, you fight on.
Thank you, thank you, Dr. Hathaway. Next up, Faz Shakir.
I'm not going to follow that. But...
Okay, she didn't win. Notice there were men and women on that stage because actually, rather than just looking for the best chair of the DNC, they want your options to be gender balanced. Now, I know that's a pleasant and a kind intention. I'm not sure that they even know why they do that because when they tried to explain it to the people voting, well, here's how that went.
Rules specify that when we have a gender non-binary candidate or officer, the non-binary individual is counted as neither male nor female, and the remaining 6 offices must be gender balanced. With the results of the previous 4 elections, our elected officers are currently 2 male and 2 female. In order to be gender balanced, we must elect 1 male, 1 female, and 1 person of any gender. So again, this is what we have to do for this vice chair race. We have to elect 1 male, 1 female, and 1 person of any gender. To ensure our process accounts for male, female, and non-binary candidates, we conferred with our RBC co-chair, our LGBT caucus co-chair, and others to ensure that the process is inclusive and meets the gender balance requirements in our rules. To do this, our process will be slightly different than the one outlined to you earlier this week, but I hope you will see that in practice it is simple and transparent. The order of balloting is designed to ensure equal access to the ballot, regardless of gender identity. As we must elect a candidate of any gender as well as 1 male and 1 female vice chair, we will first ask members to elect a candidate of any gender on the first ballot. Any candidate, male, female, and non-binary, can be elected on that ballot. After a candidate is elected on the first ballot, we'll have 1 officer of the 3, so then we will know which position is filled of the 1 male, 1 female, and 1 vice chair of any gender. Our second ballot would also be for a candidate of any gender. Then our third ballot will be the 3rd position that is remaining based on the 2 results. Either a male candidate if a candidate that is not male has not been elected, or a female candidate if a female has not been elected.
Okay, I almost didn't run that whole thing for you, but I had to. I don't know what else to say, except that they might want to take a really hard look at the way they're doing things in the DNC, because it isn't working and it's turning people away. Meanwhile, I'll leave you with this. Talk about being brave and doing good. Okay, I, again, will say this. We need to know how our money's being spent. You deserve to know. We all deserve to know, because it's our money. It's not the government's money. Remember, we the people, we run the government. So shrinking the government is about as democratic a thing as you can do. Saying, you know what, let's give the money back to the people. Let's spend it where it's needed, not where it's stupid. And so one of those things may mean that, certain countries don't get the funding that we regularly used to send. But a former Kenyan president, and I hope I say the name right, Uhuru Kenyatta, he told leaders in Africa, don't panic. How about we get responsible? Roll it, John.
People the other day crying, I don't know, Trump has removed money. He said he's not giving us any more money. Watu wanalia. Why are you crying? It's not your government, it's not your country. He has no reason to give you anything. I mean, you don't pay taxes in America. He is appealing to his people. Shauri yenu bana. This is a wake-up call for you to say, okay, what are we going to do to help ourselves? Instead of crying, tujiulize, what are we going to do? Haya, ametoa hiyo pesa, sasa tutafanya namna gani jameni? What are we going to do? To support ourselves. Because nobody is going to continue holding out a hand there to give you. It is time for us to use our resources for the right things. We are the ones who are using them for the wrong things.
Did you hear that last part? It is time for us to use our resources for the right things. You think? It's time for that here in the United States as well. And you know what? A couple eggs might get broken in the chaos. But I'm willing to take a couple of broken eggs that maybe can go back and be repaired later in order to root out all of this rot that we all know is there, especially those Democrats in front of the Treasury who were just screaming bloody murder yesterday. They know the rot is there. And I wonder if they're afraid because the rot is going to get found. Pet projects are silly. And it's about time we use our resources for the things that matter. Be brave, do good, hold your head up. It's going to be okay. And we'll see you next time.